Hey there, have you ever got tired of filling the form for hundreds or thousands of people from a CSV or Excel sheet, faced difficulty in extracting data or tables from different websites, and got bored of doing a single task containing clicks, keystrokes, and mouse movement repeatedly? And guess what we have? We have a single solution to automate all this process. We use the capture action or command from the recorder package to capture the interaction with a user interface object, such as a text box, button, table, menu, radio button, combo box, checkbox, list view, etc. The capture action replaces the object cloning command from version 11.3. The capture action enables you to add a single interaction when building your bot, such as if you missed a step involving click, keystroke, or mouse movement when recording a process. To work with the capture command, we need to have a basic understanding of object properties and actions for the bot to do with the captured object. So let's try to understand these. Object properties. When you select an object to capture, the universal recorder collects data on the object's properties to identify the object during runtime. You can do the following with the object properties. The first one, verify that the captured object properties match your intended object. For example, when capturing a table from a website, ensure the control type and HTML tag values are table. Retrieve a property value. For example, to retrieve the text of a link, use the getProperty action and enter HTML inner text in the property name field. Specify the properties to search for. Mark only the properties that will always resolve to true. Actions. After capturing the object, specify the action for the bot to do to the object at runtime. For example, when you capture a hyperlink, you can select to click the link or to retrieve the link text. When you capture a text box, you can select to get property, set text into the UI object, append text to the end of existing text in the field, click, left click, right click, and double click. Okay, now we are good to go with capture command. But before moving further, let's know the prerequisites and considerations when recording a task. Prerequisites. Configure the device display and font scale to 100%. You can record tasks in Internet Explorer Java, Microsoft Active Accessibility, and Microsoft UI automation applications on a computer that has a display scale configured to 100%, 125%, or 150%. If you are automating a task using a browser, configure the zoom level to 100%. Considerations when recording a task. If you are automating a task using a browser, do not use autofill to enter values into fields. Use mouse clicks, keystrokes, and shortcuts when possible. Record the task at a low speed. Avoid dragging windows during the recording process. Avoid clicking on applications that are not part of the process you are recording and automating. Now, let's know how the capture command works. We will understand this with an example. In this example, we will build a bot to enter multiple rows of data from a CSV file sheet into a web form. We will mainly use actions from the CSV/txt, loop, and recorder package. Let's see the procedure to build this bot. Step 1. Create a new bot. Step 2. Open the CSV file. Step 3. Instruct the bot to process the data row by row using loop action and store each row in a record variable. Now, do the remaining steps inside the loop. Step 4. We will map the first column header to the web form text box. Repeat this to map the other columns. Step 5. Capture the submit button to submit the form. Step 6. At last, you will use a message box to show the successful execution of the bot, and will capture a link for the next submission. Step 7. Close the CSV file outside the loop. So now, we are well enough to build our bot. So, let's do that. Log into the control room using your user credentials. Click on Create a Bot button. Name the bot, let's say Registration Bot. Then click the Create and Edit button, which will redirect to the bot editor page where we can edit our bot. Before we start, let's have a look at the CSV data and the respective form which we need to automate. This is our CSV data from where we will retrieve the data and input them into a web form. This file contains 5 records that mean we need to fill the registration form 5 times, and each record has 5 columns that are email, full name, roll number, contact, and college. Now let's see our registration form. So, this is our registration form which is needed to be automated, which contains 5 vacant fields and 1 submit button. And after submitting the form we will be getting another page saying congratulations. You are registered successfully, and having a link to submit another form. Right now, you can see there is no registration yet. So, let this all windows be opened until completion of automation tasks. Now, let's directly jump to the bot editor page and start building the bot. First of all, open the CSV file. So to do that, just type a few letters of the CSV/txt package in the action palette, and then drag and drop the open action into the bot editor. Specify the session name and the location of the CSV file from any of the available options. I will go with the desktop file option. Now use the Browse button to browse for the CSV file from the local device. Select the Contains Header checkbox as the CSV file contains a header row. Select any of the available options to specify the delimiter used in the file. We will go with comma as it is the default delimiter for CSV files. Select the Trim Leading Spaces and Trim Trailing Spaces checkboxes to trim additional leading and trailing spaces from the data. Select an option from the encoding list to specify the encoding that is applied to the file. We will go with UTF-8. It can encode all possible characters. Click Save. Since we need to iterate the form filling process for each record in the CSV file, so we will use a loop command to iterate the process for each record in the CSV file. Drag and drop loop command from the action palette into the bot editor and edit it from the detailed panel. Select the For Each Row in CSV TXT option from the iterator list. Enter the name of the session that you have used to open the CSV or text file in the open action. Select a record variable from the Assign the Current Row to this variable list, or create a new one. The record variable holds all of the values for one row. With each iteration of the loop, the bot retrieves the values of the next row and stores them in the record variable, overwriting the values from the previous row. Now drag and drop the capture command from the action palette inside the loop and start mapping the columns to the web form text box. Click on Refresh Window button to get the current open window in the drop-down list. Select the same window you opened the registration website. Click the capture object. Hover over the text box until a red outline appears. Click the text box. Return to the Enterprise control room. Verify that the control type value is text box. Select Set Text from the Action drop-down list. In the Keystrokes field, insert the same record variable that you used in the loop. Select the By Name option and copy-paste the first column header into the field, and click Yes Insert. Optionally, give a delay of 1 second. Now, repeat the same step for other columns. While mapping the last column into the web form, insert tab, and enter keystrokes after inserting the record variable to skip capturing the submit button for click. Now, let's insert a message box for every successful registration, congratulating with their name. Select the checkbox, close the message box after 3 seconds. Now, we are pretty done with automating the task for one record. So let's add one more capture command inside the loop, so that after every completion of registration, we would get back to the new registration page. Open that page where we would get the link to submit another response which we have already kept opened in the starting, right? So let's copy it and open it in Internet Explorer. Now, drag and drop capture action inside the loop to capture the object of type link, and set the action to click. Add a delay of 5 seconds to prevent problems in execution while the website is reloading. Now, close the CSV file using the close action. Enter the session name that was used to open the file with the open action. Now, save the changes. Now, click on Run to run the bot. Make sure that the required window is opened in the currently active window. Wow, it worked, right? Let's verify it. Here, we can see, we have registered all those records in this form. Sounds cool, right? So now, you are ready to automate repetitively and time-consuming tasks involve interaction with UI objects using capture command. Congratulations!